Hello and welcome back to FT Football. It's getting to that part of the season where we're starting to see who's going to be fighting for the title, who's got a chance of Europe, and who needs to vastly improve if they're going to survive. So today I thought I'd look at which new signings have made the biggest impact for their new teams so far. In today's video, top 5 signings of the season so far. In at number 5 we have Sergio Reguilón. Spurs this season look like a team that's really coming together, and their spending in the summer shows their intent. Everyone talks about Bale's move, but he's had barely any minutes and hasn't made a massive difference. But the best signing Spurs did this summer was bring in Reguilón. They secured him for around £30 million, which looks to be an absolute steal, especially when you remember he's only 23 and will only get better. He's brought much more of a dynamism to that left hand side of the defence. He's solid defensively and brings with him a more forward thinking side. And that has already been seen this season. Last season, Ben Davies and Danny Rose racked up 0 assists and made 3 big chances over the whole of the season. Reguilón has already made 2 assists and 2 big chances in just 6 games. Reguilón has been vital, and Spurs are seeing the differences, as now they're not just top 4 contenders, but title contenders. From one left back we go to another. In at number 4 it's Ben Chilwell. Chelsea were the big spenders in the summer, and like Spurs are trying to bridge the gap and become title contenders instead of just top 4 contenders. And some of the signings they've made have made a real difference. And Ben Chilwell has been one of those signings that has made a real big impact. Now, we already knew Ben Chilwell was a top player, as he was one of the key players that helped get Leicester back into Europe last season. Chelsea paid a big fee of $50 million to bring him to the bridge in the summer, which to some of you may seem overpriced, but when you think he's one of the best left backs in world football and has proven it in the Premier League, as well as still only being 23, and when you think it weakens a rival too, then $50 million seems alright. But aside from the price, Chilwell has proved his worth. He's been key in beefing up Chelsea's defence into a unit that works, and not what it was last year that shipped far too many goals. But just like Reguilón, he's also brought the dynamism. His attacking stats for a left back are simply mint. In just 7 games he's made 2 assists and scored 2 goals. His decisions to shoot have also been key, and he generally makes the keeper work with an 83.3% shot accuracy this season. A top signing. Now, defenders are important, but you pay the big bucks for strikers, and this striker has been incredible so far. In at number 3, it's Callum Wilson. Now, Tyneside knows a good striker or two, with greats like Sheeran, Les Ferdinand over the years. But recently they've lacked that clinical goalscorer. The big summer signing last season of Joel Linton proved to be not the solution. However, Wilson is. Wilson moved from Bournemouth to the northeast for a sum of £20 million, which looks like an insane deal, especially if you're a Toon fan and saw your club spend double that on Joel Linton. So what's Wilson done so far? Well, he hit the ground running on his debut with a goal, and since then has racked up 7 goals and 2 assists in just 9 appearances, which is a goal and assist every match, which is the difference between being in mid-table and in the relegation scrap. To think he's been directly involved in 3/4 of the goals so far for Newcastle just shows how valuable he already is. And in their last win, his partnership with Joel Linton may mean that he turns Joel Linton's fortunes around, which makes his value so worth it. From one attacker to another, in number 2, I've gone for Diogo Jota. When Jota signed for Liverpool, I don't think anyone would have predicted that he would have already usurped that unbreakable front 3, but he has. His signing was definitely a shock to Liverpool fans and the world, as it was so unexpected. He arrived on Merseyside the same weekend as Liverpool's big marquee signing Thiago. I know Diego has been so insane so far, but imagine how good he could have been if Thiago wasn't injured. Liverpool fans must be so excited to see that in the future. Anyway, Diego's moved for a fee that will rise to around $45 million, that is looking more and more like a bargain as every week goes by. And he has made a huge difference to the champions. He's not just brought something to the starting 11, but also the bench. With Jota, it means Liverpool are stronger on the pitch, which is hard to believe, and with that also means Liverpool's bench is better, as one of last season's starting 11 now sits on the bench. His goals this season have also been vital to Liverpool to still being in the title race, as well as qualifying relatively easy in the Champions League. Already in 8 Premier League appearances, he's managed to net 5 times for the Reds, which becomes a bit more impressive when you remember he's only played 60 minutes on average in each game. In the Champions League, he scored 4 goals in 5 appearances, including an incredible hat-trick playing against Atalanta, which really let the world know he'd arrived. When you think he's only 23, Liverpool have made an unbelievable signing that no one other than probably Wolves and Portugal would have thought would have worked as well as this Swan. This is definitely one of the signings of the season. All credit to Liverpool's recruitment, and it definitely reminds me of when they bought in Salah. Okay, now it's time for our number 1 pick, and that's Edouard Mendy. Wowza, unless you followed French football, you wouldn't know this guy was when he joined Chelsea, but I bet you do now. Kepa must be so annoyed by just how good he's been. As I was saying, with Chilwell, Chelsea's defence has leapt leaps and bounds since last season, and this guy has been the real main difference. He's confident, good with his feet and can make a save when called on, and the stats just back up how incredible he's actually been so far. In the Premier League, he's played 6 games and had 5 clean sheets with 8 saves and only let in 1 goal. In the Champions League, he's performed even better, having played 5 games, made 4 clean sheets with 15 saves and only 1 goal conceded. The way he's performing, he's definitely in contention as one of the best keepers in the world right now, and to think the 28-year-old arrived for only 22 million, or just about £50 million less than their keeper Kepa, who he's made look like a schoolboy in comparison, means he has to be the number 1 pick. The levels he's elevated Chelsea to this season proves what an amazing signing he really is. And that's it for this video. Do you agree with my top 5? Who would your top 5 be? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, why not click that like button and share this video on social media. If you're new to the channel and like what you saw, why not click that subscribe button? It is free. If you're already subscribed and mint like that, why not also click that bell button so you don't miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with a brand new football video.